In Creo Parametric 11.0, there is full support for multi-body modeling in sheet metal. In Creo Parametric 10 and earlier versions, you could only create one sheet metal body in a multi-body part. And this is going to provide a lot of flexibility for people working on sheet metal assemblies and also when you have to make design changes. In this video, we're going to take a look at a bunch of different methods for incorporating multi-body modeling with sheet metal. First off, here I am in a sheet metal part. It only has a single body. One way that you can create additional bodies is with the New Body command from the sheet metal tab. When you click on that icon, you're going to get the choice of whether you want to create a new solid body or a new sheet metal body. There's an option here to link to part. That's where you're linking different values like the thickness and other preferences to your first body. I'll cover that in a different video. Let's click the OK button. And now we have our second body created. Another method for multi-body is using the body options panel when you're creating a brand new wall. So once again, I have a sheet metal part and there is a single wall. I'm going to take this sketch. I'm going to create a new planar wall. And if I go to the body options tab, here we have the option to create a new body. Once again, there's that option to link it to a part. I'm going to hit the middle mouse button, and that way we have a new body created in our sheet metal part. Third, you can convert multiple solid bodies to sheet metal bodies. In previous versions of Creo, you could only convert one. So here I have a part model, and I actually shrink wrapped an assembly and created bodies. That is another one of the new options in Creo Parametric 11.0. Let's select body 1, and then I will hold down the right mouse button. Here we have the option to convert to sheet metal, and we get our convert dashboard that opens up. We're going to convert body 1. Now it wants to know what we want to use as the driving surface. I will pick this surface in the part, and there's a little preview in orange. Let's hit the check mark in order to convert the first body, and the part color changes. Let's repeat that. I will select body 2, right mouse click, convert to sheet metal, and once again, we can use driving surface. Oh, be aware that you do have the options to shell a solid part or create an empty body just like before. And so let me select our driving surface. This time I'm going to query to the back surface and then select it just so you can see the orange preview. I am happy with this. Note that it automatically picked up the thickness. Let's hit the check mark. And now we have two sheet metal bodies in our part model. Fourth method, you can split an existing part into multiple bodies. So here I have my part. Let's say that we have a design change that necessitates these to be two separate parts. So I want to start incorporating that into my design now. Let me turn on my datum plane display. And now I will go to the split trim body command. And for the body to split, well, let me select my only body. For the splitting object, let me select this plane over here. You can see a preview of what we're going to end up splitting. Beware, you do have the option to trim it instead. And you have the other options like extending the splitting object, creating the cut normal to surface. From the drop-down list, you could create normal to the offset surface. That's basically whether you're trying to replicate a sheet metal cut or not. And we can copy the surface appearances. Let's hit the check mark, deselect everything, turn off our datum plane display. There you can see the line between the two bodies. Let's expand the design items folder. You can see that we have body 1 and body 2. You can also pattern bodies in order to create multiple bodies. So here I have my sheet metal part. There is a single body. Let me select it. And then from the mini toolbar, here we have the pattern command. And then I can turn on my datum plane visibility if I want to use one of my datum planes as a patterning reference. Let me select the datum plane called right as my reference. And we have a short distance in here. Let me drag it up a little bit. By the way, the drag handles have changed in Creo Parametric 11 as well. I will cover that in a different video. Let's change our value, and then let's change the number of instances that we want to generate. Be aware that when I selected the body and chose do a pattern, it is giving me a geometry pattern. Let me hit the check mark. And so there you can see the multiple bodies that we have in here. Let me turn off my datum plane display once again. And you can see in our design items folder that we have a pattern and then the 3 bodies underneath that one. Here is another sheet metal part, and then we realize that in our assembly, we're going to need a right-handed version of this part, so we can use the mirror command with bodies. Let me expand the design items folder just so I can get to the body from here. And then in order to use the mirror command, let me go to the editing drop-down menu. Here is the mirror command. It is mirroring the body. I need to select my mirror plane. Let me move over here and tap the right mouse button to query select to that small surface, and I will select it. You can see the preview of the body that will be created, and I will hit the check mark in order to complete it. Now we have 2 bodies in our sheet metal part. The last example that I want to show you is how you can use sheet metal and multibody in a master model context. Here I have a part model. It has a single body. It is a solid body. I have a main extrude, and then there is a pocket that's created in here. And I have some projected sketches that I used to divide up some of the different surfaces. And then I've copied those surfaces into some quilts. And so I want to use this as the basis for creating some sheet metal bodies. Let me start out by making this easier to see. I'm going to select the body, and then from the mini toolbar, I will use the Make Transparent command. And let's start off by creating a brand new body. I will click on the New Body command. And right now it just brings open a dialog box where you can change the name. I will click the OK button. And this is a regular solid body. So I will right mouse click on it and convert to sheet metal. And I will use the empty body method and hit the check mark. And now we have our different sheet metal commands available. And I'm just going to create a few of the sheet metal bodies in this context. Let me start by taking this quilt and making it visible. And I can use this quilt for creating a sheet metal wall using the offset command. Let me go to the walls overflow and then choose offset. And then for my surface, I'm going to tap the right mouse button until I get the quilt to highlight. So I will select it. If I go to the options tab, here we are adding bends on sharp edges, and you can change that value if you want. Maybe I want it to be a bit bigger, 2 times the thickness. And it is adding the thickness in the direction that I want. You can always test it by flipping it to the outside. And I'm using an offset of 0. I showed this in other videos on how to use the offset command in sheet metal. Right now, the thickness is grayed out because it is taking the thickness from the part properties. I'll touch on that at the end, but I'm going to show this in an entirely separate video. So this is good for the first offset wall. Let me hit the check mark in the model. Let me hide this quilt so it's not cluttering up the screen. And so there you can see the first sheet metal body. Let me now create another body. This time when I click on New Body, we have the option to create it as a sheet metal body. And here's the option to link to part, which means that the thickness and the other sheet metal preferences are being taken from the model itself. So I will click the OK button. Let me grab another one of my surfaces and make it visible. Let me grab the front panel surfaces and show it. I'll use this for creating another sheet metal wall. I'll go to Walls, Offset, and let me query select to this quilt. Once again, I'll go to the Options tab, and I can increase the size of the bends on the sharp edges. I am happy with that. Let's hit the middle mouse button. Let's hide our quilt. And I'll just do one more in this particular model. Let me grab the surface for the pockets and I will show it. Let's go to create a brand new body. I'll make it of the sheet metal type. And let's once again do an offset. And let's query select to our quilt. This time though, I don't want all those bends. I'm going to add them in later on. So let's go to the options tab, turn off the create bends on sharp edges and hit the check mark. Let me hide that particular quilt. And by the way, if we're getting any interference between our different parts, which you can see over here, you can use your Boolean operations to take care of that. Let's go to Boolean operations and then subtract. I'm going to modify this body, and then for the modifying body, let me select that pocket that I made. And right now it is removing that body. Let me choose to keep the bodies and then hit the check mark. So that's good for that. And also with this particular body over here, I want to throw some of the bends back in. So let's go to the bend drop down and create some edge bends, and I'll create it here, and let me use the control key to grab these other different edges in the pocket. And for the radius, let me make it big enough for you to see. Let's use a value of 10. So that's good for that one, and hit the check mark. And so let's take that first body that we used as a reference and just hide it entirely. I've also got some projected sketches that I want to hide to unclutter the screen as well. But there you can see how we are using this master model technique in order to create multiple sheet metal bodies within our part. And one last thing to mention in this one, if you go to File and then Prepare Model Properties, here we have our sheet metal preferences, and now it's got the part driven with 3 different bodies in here. If I click on the blue change hyperlink, we can see that all of these 3 bodies are linked. And if for whatever reason you wanted one of the bodies to have its own thickness, you can choose it and then unlink from the part and then specify a different thickness, like a thickness of 4 in here, and click the OK button. So one of the other advantages of using multi-body and sheet metal is that you can have a multi-thickness part. And I'll go into that in more detail in another video. But there you see a bunch of the different methods for using multi-body in sheet metal in Creo Parametric 11.0.